Me, when are people going to realize this? We put so much into our daily lives, our jobs, our lifestyles, our cars, our homes, our boats, good food, good booze, good drugs, our politics, our opinion, our candidates, our healthcare, our roads, our cities, our TV shows, our internet, Facebook, etc. 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 Now we're going to see what really matters to us, because our homes are being burnt, destroyed, our cities razed to the ground, our monuments destroyed, we lost our jobs, we lost our incomes. What is the thing that's always being saved when push comes to shove? When there's a large fire threatening homes, we abandon them and save ourselves. Or we group up to try to save others. I take heart with that because at least in a crisis, people seem to have the right idea. What's most important is each other, not our stuff. That can all be replaced. We can't be. I think you can hide human values for a while, but when push comes to shove, our real values come out, and that is love for each other. When we have catastrophes, it doesn't matter what the color of our skin is, the social status of the person is, it doesn't matter if we call them an enemy or not, we rescue them. We do our best for them. Something about having this common enemy is bringing some people together, despite the fact that the common enemy is trying to divide us. Shots of the trees tell me that this was caused by direct energy weapons, not people starting fires, not Antifa or anything, although the press will try to make it out to be Antifa that's doing it. Look at the trees. The houses are burned to the ground, but the trees are still standing. That's because of the direct energy weaponry. Antifa can't do that. The deep state is our only enemy. We are not each other's enemy. When we finally can live in peace, we'll figure that out. When all this nonsense is taken off TV, when all the mind control is stopped, when lives start to matter more than money or objects, we'll realize what is most important, each other. Why do you think they want to release the Saint Germain funds? So that we can all stop suffering and doing without. By giving us so much of what we want that we'll never want for anything again, we can start to get our values right. When you get older, you realize that stuff doesn't matter. You start to give it away because you're not going to take it with you when you go anyway. What are you going to do with it? When you realize you've lived more of your life than you have left to go, you look back at the people, not the stuff that you had. Every day, you avoid people whose reverence for life is minimal and seek out people who enjoy interacting with others. It's natural to do that. You feel sorry for those whose experience has been so bad, but realize that unless they want to help themselves, you can't do much for them. You also realize that when you've got your own stuff to deal with, that comes first. You can't help others unless your own ducks are in a row. We know money and objects can be replaced, our human lives can't be, and because of that vulnerability, we realize what's most important. I read an article about a 13-year-old boy who died in the Oregon fires this week. His mother is still alive, but she basically started to cook and has many burns. Can you imagine being baked alive? Not sure if she'll make it? Imagine losing your 13-year-old. He never had a chance. When will we start protecting each other from fates like this? The ETS do. They live lives of thousands of years old because they live a style of life where they experience little risk of losing it. They protect and care for each other as if they were themselves because they don't want to read newspaper articles saying people are baking alive or their children are dying. They came to their senses. When will we? ETS understand that life is the most important thing. That's why they're here with us now. Because they care about our lives, even if we may not. Because they're highly telepathic, they feel everything that everyone else on their world feels. So they all work at keeping balance. If someone's out of balance, it's everybody's concern and they deal with it appropriately. Me, Adama, how do you feel living with us upstairs? Adama, we can shut you out, Sheran, otherwise our lives would be as low in frequency as yours are. We understand that outer Earthlings are doing something very important for the galaxy, hosting the dark entities that have plagued us in this galaxy for many many years, and for this we revere the work you're doing. However, for the sake of our own sanity, we can't connect telepathically except with all but the most balanced, high-energy beings. Me, so if you don't understand why you're not being contacted, that's why. Because you need to work on rebalancing yourself. Adama, yes. When you carry too much negativity and not enough positivity, you're harder for us to work with. There's also the question that we can't understand you as readily as when you're in a higher frequency. Me, so how do you in Agartha keep circumstances working so that people don't experience trauma like we do on the surface? Adama, a good question, Sheran. In fact, we understand that we create our own circumstances, and so everyone is responsible for thinking upwardly and keeping their frequency in a higher realm. When you allow negativity to seep in and change your mindset, you are in fact creating a negative future for yourself. You're inviting negativity in and bringing on, yes, some call it this bad luck. Me, lol, I don't believe in luck. There's nothing lucky about life at all. Life isn't random, it's created by you. Keep your mind in a high frequency and you'll live well. Adama, and that is what the Agarthans do. We live well because we think and emote well. It would never occur to us to even dream of some of the things that you consider normal on the surface, such as aggressing towards another person, attacking another person, meting out justice by death penalty, stealing from another person. We would never envision ourselves dying in a fire so that way we don't have fires. We never would envision ourselves relating more to our computers than to our fellow men and women. We get so much joy out of interrelating to each other, it would never occur to us to want to replace our relationships with cell phones or computers. Me, yep. Adama, we just wouldn't think of it. Paradise is paradise in the mind, and good interaction with others. Your people are far from that, and many have a lot to learn. You need to release fear. There is nothing to fear. When you fear, you allow it to encroach upon your mind. When you love, you allow yourself to be who you truly are. Me, of course people fear because they don't realize how they're being manipulated into being fearful, but that's another video and I have already covered it, but it's worth mentioning. There are dark thoughts produced by demonic entities, who are attracted to those on the planet who can easily be sucked into their game. If the attachment is a succubus, then it will find a woman who is sexually viable to play their game. If the attachment is a liar, then it will find a person with the propensity to lie and a need to hide the truth. If the attachment is a miserable type, it will find itself a chronic winner to attach to express itself and allow itself to feed through human interaction. Adama, yes. Another thing we could never fathom. Me, lol, well, we didn't really fathom it, but it came calling anyway. So we have to deal with it. Dry up your negativity and turn it to positivity, and these mosquitoes won't bite. They'll have nothing to do with you. By the way, when my chronic fatigue gets to me and I feel down, I do service. That's one way I can always count on to raise my frequency. Always. Give to others. Do up a video. Find some way to give to others. It helps you as much as it does them, maybe even more so. Adama, yes. That is the true purpose of the human, to serve. Not to be exploited, but to serve and to give of oneself. Because we are God incarnated, we are creation in the flesh, and because we have so much to give. Your people don't believe this because they've been tricked into thinking themselves as so much less than they are, but we have so much to give because we are gods. You don't live in a structure that allows you to recognize this until perhaps you are put into situations where you put others' lives before your own. How many times have you read of a mother who stopped a car from rolling over her child? A 140-pound woman who couldn't curl 10 pounds at the gym, with the strength of Atlas. How many times have you read of a superhuman who braves the wildfires to find his wife and son? When you stop fearing for your own lives, you are capable of many great things. Fear stops you from recognizing your greatness. Join in with Sheran as she meditates to bring rain to Oregon and California and know you have accomplished this. Me, I certainly brought rain to my town because it's pouring today. LOL, I'm wondering if there was a misunderstanding. Adama, no misunderstanding. The rain will come. Focus on it. When you see a mention of the fires, state your intention of bringing rain to the West Coast. Me, thank you Adama. Adama, thank you for allowing me to serve, Sheran.